Now, what happens when you actually are trying to go up and over a really thick area, like a denim seam? You've got usually about 9 layers that you're going through at the highest point of your hem. So, before I do this, I've gone ahead and stitched two pieces together here, and I'm going to do a little top stitching first. I'm going to cheat. Show you a way that you can use a foot that comes with your machine for a little top stitching. Now, it will not work all the time. I said cheating. Cheating is okay. You can definitely have some fun with this. This is your blind hem foot. The blind hem foot is actually got a high and a low side for the blind hem. But if we actually find ourselves with our opened up top, we can do a little top stitching. First off, I'm going to make sure I tell it that I am working with a woven heavy. So select C in the sewing advisor. Next, we're going to move our needle position to the far left needle. So it's going to say minus 3.5 on your screen when we're all set up properly. Next, move or guide the seam. I know it's going to be dark here, so it's going to be hard to see, but right down the seam through the two, where the 2 feet come together. And when I stitch, it's just going to kind of guide itself all the way down. Now, the true foot you should be using is an edge stitch foot, and that's available at your local Husqvarna Viking dealer because an edge stitch foot is going to have a guide, a blade, and the foot is not uneven. So like I said, this isn't good for all the time, but since we had two different heights here, I had my high side on the left, my low side on the right, and it guided it perfectly down the seam. Okay, now we're switching back. We're going to talk about how we get up and over that really thick area. So the multi-purpose tool that's optional is great. We've got a lot of uses for it. Putting in a needle in and out, that little hole will allow you to hold it and kind of get it up there. And for the thick and thin side for these seams, but also for sewing buttons on. The buttons, if you want a little shank of thread, you can put it underneath the button or here, and it creates that little spacer or spacer gap. I'm going to just reselect stitch number 1. That will return my needle back to the center needle position. Next, we're going to go ahead and turn the fabric up 2 times. Now, what normally happens here? We find ourselves pushing, pulling, breaking needles, skipping stitches when we go over that super thick seam. Now, most people want to sew from this side. Believe it or not, when you top stitch, meaning sew from the top side, it'll look better. You're going to get a nice, even stitch. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to set the machine to stop with the needle in the down position. All right. So up to where the foot starts to get a little bit angled. You can kind of see it looking up at us. That's where we have the tendency to start to push, and when we tip the needle back, we break it. It's not fun. But with the tool, it's super easy. Just lift up the presser foot, slide the tool underneath the foot and right up to the seam. It'll kind of stop right where the needle is. Lower it down. Now we have our foot is level with the seam we're about ready to go over. Now I don't even have to push or pull. I don't even have to hold it. It's guiding itself right even with the new height because it was helped to get there. It's kind of like on a plateau right now. And then when we come off of this, we can do the exact same thing. Just put the tool in front of the toes, stitch forward, a little thread there. There we go. Now, all you have to do is just make sure you stop eventually. When the foot looks like when you lift it up, it will come and sit back down and not on that really thick seam. That's when you can go ahead and take it out. Now you have nice, even stitches. I always think about the Panama Canal. You know, when they take the ships up through the different locks, that's what they're doing. They're not pushing the ships up, they're lifting it up. And look how even those stitches are all the way across your hem. So anytime you have something thick to work on, this is a tool that you want to have. Another thing you can do is if you were starting right on the edge here, what's going to happen? Look at that. You're going to get kind of hung up, tied up, little tiny stitches. You're going to have to push it. Take the same tool, put it underneath the foot back here, just to level out the foot until it gets onto the fabric there. And see, it's already there. So even stitches from the very first stitch it takes.